Hey guys, how's it going? Lancer here. Thanks for coming back while we check out some more reserve list cards. Please like and subscribe, it really helps grow the channel. Let's get to it. So, first up, we got a cool Jin from Visions. 3 colorless, 2 black for a Jin. Trample. During your upkeep, each opponent puts a +1/+1 counter on each creature he or she controls. 5 mana for a 5/6. It has peaked and it seems to be coming back down on the averages. Interesting. So it's $1.42 on TCG. Since Commander is a multiplayer game, you're going to have trouble putting a big creature like this. For a 5/6 trample, it's okay. Giving each of your opponents +1/+1 isn't really a big deal for the first turn, depending on what they have on board. Maybe even the second turn. There's a chance that they might come after you instead of attacking each other, or they might think of it as a benefit for each other and try to keep you around, knowing that you're just going to throw this under the bus the second you can. Also, Commander is a game which has a lot of board removals, which means +1/+1 counters, dealing damage straight to the face is harder than you think, so having a creature's body is not that impressive. Though it does remind me of that Wishmaster, was it? Pretty crazy Jin powers. I wonder if this is one of them. I want you to be powerful, and then it just makes everyone else powerful as well. Next card. Oh, I got that twice. Okay. Bolivian Trading Post from Alliance. It is a land. When Bolivian Trading Post comes into play, sacrifice an untapped mountain or bury the post. Tap. Add 1 colorless, 1 red to your mana pool. Tap. Pay 1. Bolivian Trading Post deals 1 damage to target attacking creature. This seems to be a worse version of a certain card. And I've been told that this card pretty epic. So I don't think that this one is as good, but at the same time, it doesn't it's not a loss of mana for a longer term plays benefit. It might make people a bit more hesitant to attack you. It just doesn't do as much. Soldivia Excavations is probably just going to give you more worth for your while in the long term in a game anyways. So it's up to you. We'll have to see what the decision is for a card like this. Let me know in the comments, guys. Next card is Bone Mask. Bone Mask is 4 colorless for an artifact. Pay 2, tap. Prevent all damage to you from any one source. For each 1 damage prevented in this way, remove the top card of your library from the game. It doesn't say put it into your graveyard, so I actually don't think this is a very impressive card. You might be trying to win by getting your library down to 0, but you might accidentally exile the card that lets you win when you do that. It's 65 cents on TCG. I can't see the best value for a card like this, but you guys can let me know. Next, Chain Stasis. Chain Stasis is 1 colorless for an instant. Tap or untap target creature whenever any player uses Chain Stasis to tap or untap a creature. That creature's controller may pay 2 and a blue to use Chain Stasis to tap or untap any target creature. Oh my god. So it'll just be a big circle around for everyone trying to tap each other's creatures if they have blue mana and enough mana in the first place. It might be messy. You might figure out who the allies and enemies are. Someone just might be like, no, I'm not going to tap his creatures. He can swing into you now. But I don't think it's worthwhile because just in case there's a blowout play and they just tap your creatures if they have blue and enough mana. It's $2.60 on TCG, but I just can't figure out the best value for a card like this either. Dark Pact from Revised. It is 3 black for a sorcery. Swap top card of your library with either card of the ante. This swap is permanent. Then you must have a card in your library to cast this spell. Remove this card from your deck before playing it if you're not playing for ante. No one's playing for ante. Right, guys? No one's playing for ante. Not in Kitchen Topic. Kitchen Top Commander games, no one's playing for keeps. I won't be in that game. $3. Also, it's really unfortunate. I actually recorded this video and it didn't record with audio. I don't know what happened. It's never happened to me before. So I was going through it ready to edit and there was no audio, so I had to do it again. So now I'm even more confused than I was before. Next card, Demonic Attorney, revised, 1 colorless, 2 black, sorcery. If your opponent does not concede the game immediately, each player must ante an additional card from the top of his or her library. Remove this card from your deck before playing if you're not playing for ante. Well, there's another one that you probably don't want in your deck. Sitting at $3 from revised, it's spiking. No one plays with ante, guys, but you guys can buy it, I guess. This card would suck. It's pretty much like you're playing poker. You're just throwing more and more in until the other guy folds. So, next. Ebon Praetor from Fallen Empires. 4 colorless, 2 black for a 5/5. Going to go to the card. It has first strike and trample at the beginning of your upkeep. Put a -2/-2 counter on Ebon Praetor. Sacrifice a creature. Remove a -2/-2 from Ebon Praetor. If the sacrificed creature was a Thrall, put a +1/+0 counter on the Praetor. Activate this ability only during your upkeep and only once each turn. Strange card. There's a lot of hoops to jump through, but I am wondering, is a -2/-2 counter different from 2 -1/-1 counters? Is there a difference between the counters? Like, can you split them up? Can you subtract them? If you add a +1/+1 counter to this, do the -1/-2/-2 and +1/+1 become a -1/-1 counter? If so, there are better ways to play around with the counters on this thing. I just don't know what that stacks up to. The Thrall one is interesting. I don't know how many Thralls are out there. I know there's a couple in these sets, but I just don't know overall in Magic's history how much there are. So it's not a legendary butt, so you can't play around this in any fancy ways. It's just going to be a card in your deck. I don't think it's that good, but it's $2 on TCG. Next. Elven Liar Visions. I like this one. 3 colorless, 1 red for an enchant world. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player exiles a card at random from his or her hand. The player may play that card this turn. At the beginning of the next end step, if the player hasn't played the card, he or she puts it in his or her graveyard. It speeds up the game, and it really makes it annoying for people that are planning out their turn. If you're planning out your turn, you're probably going to hate the fact that this card is out there, because if you're holding a counter spell or something, and then that gets exiled, and then it doesn't have a use for it in the if it doesn't get used this turn, it gets put into the graveyard, and everyone has to do it, which means it really messes up what turn order you're going to play things in, and when you can play things in general. I think this card is actually quite funny. It might be worth it to add it to a chaos deck. It just might not be too much fun for your friends. Next card, Elven Liar. Did I do this one already? I might have done this one already, guys. I might just cover this really quickly. It's confusing because of all the price changes. 2 colorless artifact. Pay 1, tap, sacrifice Elven Liar to give a target creature +2/+2 until end of turn. It's not that impressive. 23 cents on TCG. And yeah, I don't think it's that impressive. I think there's better cards out there. Last card, Elvish Farmer. 1 colorless, 1 green, summon Elf for a 0/2. During your upkeep, put a spore counter on Elvish Farmer. Pay 0, remove 3 spore counters from Elvish Farmer to put a sapling token into play. Treat this token as a 1/1 green creature. Pay 0, sacrifice a sapling to gain 2 life. Wait, this is really good. This is really, really good. It's a 0/2 for 2. Not the best, but it's got ongoing value. At the beginning of your upkeep, you put a spore counter on it. You remove 3 spore counters to put a 1/1 green sapling token in. But saplings are a deck. There is a deck out there that has saplings, and it uses counter proliferation and, like doubling seasons and so on. You could pretty much make sure that this thing is at least putting out a 1/1 every turn, every one of your turns. Then the problem is it's 2 mana, which means it takes a while to get started. I don't know. I feel like this is okay for what it is. Obviously, you're not playing in an elf deck, so yeah, might not be too good for that. It is already a $2.75, by the way, so it's already moving up. And there used to be a time when it used to be almost $10. So maybe there's something else hidden about this card that I don't know. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching again, and hopefully you enjoyed the series. Please like and subscribe. It helps, really, really helps. And the reason for my glasses is because when I started this, I decided to use my webcam that I just got. And I did not get much sleep last night, so my eyes are really tired. But I actually am going to stick with the glasses, but I'm going to see if any of you guys comment about either the glasses and the idea of me just sticking with them, because I'm happy to do that as well. It's okay. I'm getting used to it. So anyways, thanks guys. Have fun.